Hello, Culture Matters podcast. I'm so excited to introduce you to our guest. Before I do that, here's a quote I picked just for this episode. I have always thought the actions of men, the best interpreters of their thoughts. John Locke. We have a man of action here once again, my dear friend Tom Bove. Episode 75. The only constant is change was the title. A good friend of the Culture Matters podcast and me for years. Tom has had a positive impact on my life, and you're like family, brother. I appreciate you. Believed in me as always, before many, and still now before many. I see Tom as an advisor, really, a mentor, a problem solver. It's, BBD Solutions is a symptom of how Tom thinks and who he is to the people that he serves and that have the wisdom to let him serve them. And so thanks for coming back, especially impromptu. You can always rely on a good friend to do that. Be easy. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too. It's been too long. I mean, I see you on social media, but it's been a long time since we have seen each other, at least on a video.
The only constant is change. It's interesting. I read that title like 2 minutes ago. What comes to mind when you hear that? That was the title of our last show together.
Yeah, a lot has changed since then. I've been through lots of changes in my life. At that time, I was living in the city. Now, we picked up and moved to the beach. So I think back on the only constant is change. I think not being attached to different places or different things, or like whatever you have in your life, like being, not being attached to something, I think that could hold you back, those attachments, in your thoughts and in your things and in your places and in your moments and whatnot. Just, learn to let go of those things. And and the more I let go of things, uh, the more experiences I get in different places and different emotions, different people come into my life. And people and things leave your life. Obviously, when you let go of those things that you're attached to, things leave your life, but it makes room and opens up many more possibilities. It helps you grow.
What's been a big growth, I guess, lesson even in the last year?
Wow. Well, as you know, I'm still recovering from an accident. Letting go of, honestly, really not letting that pain define who I am anymore. Letting go of that and taking control of my own future and where I'm going, and not opposed and just not, relying on what doctors tell me to do. And I think back to your injury and when you were in the hospital and you told me doctors are saying I'll never write again, or I'll never use my right hand again. I think I recall telling you don't listen to them, create your own future. And you did. Do you remember that conversation?
It's like I was reading Carl Jung's theory of psychoanalysis, and in chapter 2 they talk about repression. Like the question became, does the patient consciously repress things they don't want to address, or does it happen without their awareness? And I think it's a little bit of both. I haven't finished the book yet, but with me, that whole period of my life, I decided not to live within that story, and then drive the business, drive my life. Like a lot of people listening to this don't even know that I was paralyzed permanently, and that No, no, like I decided not to live in that story, so I didn't even tell
Exactly.
anybody. So, but when you asked me that question, I I don't remember a lot of things because I think that the anxiety at that time, I still haven't worked through really what that meant for me at that time. And I will say, without friends like you and people that helped me, who knows where the hell I'd be. But do I remember that distinct conversation? I don't remember a lot of that time. I think I've repressed a lot of it, is kind of where I'm
Yeah.
going. Meaning, and I'm not even saying that I have, I just haven't, it was a very painful time.
Well, someday it's gonna come back, and you're gonna have to, you know, look it straight in the eyes and, deal with it.
For those that don't, they don't know you as well as I do, what is it that you've been facing?
Oh, me? No, that's actually I well, what I've been facing is just, you know, in my life is just, getting back to some sort of normalcy. I haven't golfed since 2014, which is when the initial accident occurred. Um, but I have enrolled myself in a golf tournament in September of this year. It's a charity thing, best ball and whatnot. But I gave myself a deadline and a goal, and I'm going to make it. And so, I'm doing things on my own, not just listening to the doctors. And I have support. I have tons of support from, Michelle, and I have a great family. But, you know, I've been talking to people and reading, and I journal now, which is something new to me as well. Um, so there's not really a lot of, I guess, not a lot of change. Just, I wake up every day, and I just try to make that day better than the last day, and just keep moving forward.
What has journaling done? And why would you recommend that for others?
Um, because it gets all that stuff that's crazy going on in your head out, and kind of makes it tangible, for lack of a better way of saying it, because now it's down on paper or something, but it's not in your head anymore. It's on paper, or, whatever you use to, I use an electronic, um, digital paper. I write on digital paper. So, um, but it's not in your head anymore, and it kind of calms my mind, and it helps me sleep a little bit better and whatnot, because that all that junk isn't going around in my head anymore. Um, Self-talk is, I really, over the last year, I've been really trying to deal with my self-talk and how I say things in my head, or even say things out loud, instead of, you know, uh, instead of maybes and I don't knows, and it's like, yeah, I could do that. Maybe not today, but I can do it, and I will do it. So it's stuff like that. I've just changed, like, little ways, the way I say things, or, the self-talk in your head, which is something that everybody deals with. Uh, Everybody. I have somebody that's very, very close to me, and they had something happen to them financially, I guess, 20 years ago.
Hmm.
Wasn't their fault. They thought they were doing all the right things, and mm, it was a huge setback, and they've never gotten over it. And these are the things, like I said, you just gotta, like, this person is attached to that, and they will not let it go. And I talk to them frequently, and just try and urge them to drop that, and it should open up a lot of space in their life for other stuff, because that takes up so much. It's such a heavy thing to carry around. And these are, when I started talking earlier, and I said, just things that you're attached to, doesn't necessarily mean like your car or stuff, like things like that you carry around with you inside you, whether it's a self-talk, or whether it's regret, or hate, or anger for something, you know,
Mm.
drop it, drop it. And I've done that. I've done a lot of that. I've dropped a lot of that. Um, Regret. There are things that, at one point I regret that I did or didn't do.
Hmm.
But then you realize, I guess, I don't know, I turned 60 this year in February.
Congratulations.
Thanks, thanks. And at a point you just kind of realize like, okay, there is absolutely nothing you can do about anything that's already happened or didn't happen. But from this day forward, you could work towards being that better person that you want to be, or being that person for someone else that you want to be, whether it's your kids or your significant other or spouse or whomever it is, parents, you know, just, try to be the person that you really want to be, and drop expectations on other people as well. Like, don't expect people to do one thing or another. Just just go into it with whatever, but don't put expectations on things.
How do you want to be remembered?
Easy to say, not easy to do. So what was the question?
How do you want to be remembered?
How do I want to be remembered? Oh wow, that's an interesting question. uh Difficult question. Like, there's I just Pete, they say that people don't remember things you did. Okay, they won't remember what you did to, like, on their birthday, or they just won't remember specific things like that, but they will always remember how you made them feel. And I suppose I'd like to be remembered by those people, by any people, that I made them feel great, um, worthy, awesome, whatever,
Hmm.
that I didn't hold them back. Or but it's really like an individual can't hold another individual back. Really, it's up to, because the individual that's being held back is allowing whatever's happening over here to affect them. If you drop that, you can move on. So so I just really, at the end of it, the tombstone's not going to read, this guy had a great car, or he lived in a great, or anything like that. Okay, but I hope the eulogy says something that, you know I made few people feel good, or at least I created the situation, because I can't make anybody feel one thing or another. But if I
Hmm.
can create a situation where they're comfortable, happy, whatever, so it's not really, I don't want to be remembered for a thing, because that's just a moment in my life that I'm being remembered for.
Hmm.
If you take it, like I said, I turned 60. So over the course of that, I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of bad decisions. And hopefully at the end of it, my good decisions will outweigh my bad decisions. And my good deeds will outweigh my mistakes. And happy days will outnumber the not happy days.
You think people overcomplicate it, the whole deal, this life thing?
Well, when I talk about it, it sounds simple. Like I said a couple minutes ago, it sounds simple, but it's not. But it's not. It's easy to say, but it's not easy to live. Because when someone's up in your face, or yelling at you, or screaming at you, or being, it's human nature, just kind of like want to hit back or scream back, but you take a deep breath and just kind of let it sink in and say, I heard this thing. If somebody's coming at you like that, just the best way to diffuse that is like, how was your day? Or are you okay? Or something like that. And it kind of, puts the other person, like, it knocks them up, because they would expect somebody to just kind of come back at them. So, but if you ask them how was their day, or is everything okay, it kind of puts them in a on different footing. And yeah.
What's it like living at the beach?
Oh my God, this is my happy place. This is my happy place. And how I got here was like just so weird, but it all happened because I have an awesome partner, and we learn about each other every day, and we help each other every day and we help each other grow. At least I hope I'm helping her. I know she's helping me. So,
That's the right answer.
yeah, we hold each other accountable. Uh, but living at the beach is really, um, I grew up coming to Ocean City all my life. I'm very familiar with it now that I live here year round. It's kind of like a dream come true. Um, my favorite time down here is the off season where I can just walk on the boardwalk by myself or on the beach in the middle of the winter. Um, I do my best thinking there, you know, we're just walking along the coast. I was born under the sign of water, so I feel really close to
Mm.
ocean. I don't believe in astrology, but or whatever that is. Uh, but I just, it's a coincidence, I suppose. I'm Aquarius and I like water. So.
Didn't
But I don't
you have
swim because I'm deathly afraid of sharks. I don't go in the water unless I'm
I
on a
don't
boat.
think I've ever been in the water here, ever.
Unless
So
I'm on a boat.
are
But
you and Michelle have a business now or?
well, yeah, there's a couple businesses in our lives. So, I have my BBD Solutions where she came on board and she's a partner. So that's the IT consulting. Our tag, I guess our motto is, we're your IT concierge. She has her accounting that she's been doing for years and years and years. We recently closed the office in Philadelphia and opened one up in Margate, which is 9 minutes from the house, which is great.
Mm.
She loves it. The commute is wonderful. You go over two bridges and along a causeway, and like when you're going in the morning and the sun is just coming up, she likes to get to work really early. So that you're driving along this causeway and the sun is just coming up over the ocean and the waves are coming in. And if it's a windy day, the spray comes off the waves and generally puts you in the right frame of, at least me, I think, as well as Michelle, puts us in the right frame of mind to like begin the day. It's really cool. Sometimes I, take her to work and I get to experience that early morning uh, beauty, for lack of a better word. So there's those two businesses, and there's a third business that Michelle started with some two other ladies called Beyond Strategy Partners, where it's basically it's a leadership development uh, consultants. Uh, they help align, almost kind of like it would really be like kind of bouncing off of Culture Matters a little bit as well. We're not bouncing, but synergistic with you guys because
That's awesome.
they help create alignment within companies as well, where the KPIs, the key performance indicators, are all related from the top to the bottom. And each KPI, each level kind of depends on the next level, and it kind of creates alignment, and it breaks down silos, and it really creates a more unified company. So they're doing well with that.
Have they noticed that people need that?
Yes. Yes.
What's the
Yeah.
beat on the street now? It's a weird, uh, it's an interesting time.
Well, with remote, like there's still a lot of remote workforce. I think it's even more important now that people feel connected and uh, part of the company. And I think, having all the key performance indicators, everything is aligned. I think it brings a lot of unity into I think I'm not using the right word, maybe synergy within the company. Uh, and again, breaking down silos.
What are you most excited about in 2024?
Growing my business
Why?
because through this recovery phase of my recuperation, I suppose, um, I've really kind of taken a backseat to my company. Michelle's running it right now. I'm not. Um, so I'm looking forward to, getting the okay to jump back in and just kind of taking off. Um, in the in my downtime, I write articles. I think I've written 50 different articles about technology, IT, cybersecurity, you know, AI. It's just my takes on all of this and everything. I haven't published any of them yet. Uh, I'm working with someone to try and figuring out the right way to publish them, whether it's, through LinkedIn or through a constant contact or some other type of platform where I can publish these and get them out there and let people, you know, if they want to read it, they can read it, and they don't. So that anybody who's interested in it will read it. And they're short. They're really short articles. They're like 3 to 5 minute reads. So, because I know, people have very little time these days. So it's a really quick, short read just to get um, get somebody thinking. And if they want to know more, I'm always available to talk about that. But just, did you know? If actually that's what it's called, did you know?
Hmm.
So, did you know this?
How can people hire you?
Hire me? Well, they can't really hire me. They can hire my company at the moment. And with that, it's info@mybbds.com.
Good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you. I can't wait to see you in person. Looking
If
forward.
you had, you know, to leave the audience with one thought from this conversation, what would it be?
Well, based on our conversation, if I could leave the audience with one thought, is that your past does not define you. The future could be whatever you want it to be. Drop things that are not working for you and create what you want.